I'm going to start by combing the hair and parting it in the middle with this special double-sided comb that is a fine-tooth comb on one side and in front of it has white bristles. I'm brushing the hair back into a ponytail, which I'm going to place as low as possible on my model's head to ensure a beautiful silhouette. And as I'm brushing the hair back, I'm making sure that all the hairs are parallel to each other, that they're not crossing over each other on their way to the ponytail, and that the hair takes the shortest path from hair root to ponytail. Now I'm going to take a 3-inch hairpin and a regular rubber band, stick the pin through the middle of the ponytail, and wrap the rubber band as tightly as possible around the ponytail as many times as possible. And when I'm finished, I'm just going to hook the rubber band on the end of the hairpin. Next, I'm going to take Silhouette hair gel and I'm going to spread it generously along the pulled back hair. I'm going to make sure to get the hairline and even a little bit in front of it. And I'm going to pay extra attention around the ears, making sure that every single hair is coated. Now that I've covered the hair in gel, I'm going to take my comb and brush through the hair. I'm making sure that both the white bristles and the black bristles are touching the head at the same time the entire time that I'm combing. I start at the very root of the hair and I go all the way back down to the ponytail. And as you can see, I'm using my free hand to sort of pet the hair after I have combed through it. After I've combed the entire head, I'm going to go back and focus on just the right side of the hairline, where I'm going to comb the hair from slightly in front of the hairline to the ponytail. Now I'm going to set it with my blow dryer. I'm using the highest speed and the lowest heat setting. Now I'm going to move on to the section of the slick that's behind the hairline that I just set, but before the back of the head. I'm going to flip my comb over and use the tail to flatten out the slick and press it down before I set it. Once that section is set, I do the left side, comb the hairline, and then the section behind it, and set it, but I didn't show it because you couldn't see anything from this angle. And finally, I'm going to repeat all of the same steps for the last section, which is the back. Now that the slick has pretty much hardened, I'm going to take out the hairpin and rubber band, and I'm going to use Silhouette Hairspray to spray the lumps that are created around the ponytail so that I can comb them out. If I don't use hairspray, it's going to hurt my model and I'm going to have to use a lot of force to comb out those lumps. Now I'm going to retie the ponytail with the hairpin and rubber band method, same as before, sticking the pin through the middle of the ponytail and wrapping the rubber band around the ponytail as many times as possible, and when I'm done, I just hook it on the end of the hairpin. Now I take my hairspray and drown one side of the slick in it. Then I'm going to take my comb and use the white bristles to just brush the top layer of hair very lightly before I flip the comb over and use the tail to press down on the slick before I set it. After I finished drying this section, I did the left side, so don't forget to do it before we move on. Now that my slick is perfect, I'm going to take another rubber band and I'm going to tie it around, keeping it in between the hairpin and the slick. And I'm going to pull it as tight as possible and wrap it around as many times as possible. Now I'm going to take another 3-inch hairpin, pull it through the existing hairpin, and pull both of them out. Now we have the original rubber band free to be unraveled. Make sure not to pull it, otherwise you can loosen the ponytail you just created. Now I'm going to separate a small section of hair that I'm going to use later to wrap around the rubber band. It's coming from underneath of the ponytail and I'm going to secure it with this alligator clip. Now I'm going to tease the section that's left. I'm going to start by teasing the underside, then I'm going to split the hair in half and that half in half, and I'm going to tease again underneath. This section is going to be what's going to be our bun. Typically, if my model has a lot of hair or it's really long, I don't tease a lot. If my model has thinner hair or not very long, then I tease a lot so that the bun is still nice and shapely. Now I'm going to take 2 hairnets and put them on a short pin. I'm going to thread them at the part where the hairnet is knotted. I'm going to place the hairpin in between the rubber band and the slick. I'm going to grab the edges of one of the hairnets and bring them all the way around together underneath of the tease section of hair. I'm going to pin the edges of the hairnet and then I'm going to put the rest of the hair inside the hairnet. And I'm going to do the same thing for the smaller section of hair. Grab the edges of the hairnet, bring it around the hair, and pin it to the side of the ponytail. Now I'm going to grab my teased hair and fan it out and shape it into the way I would like my bun to look like. Once I'm satisfied with it, I'm going to grab underneath of it all and tie it around with any kind of rubber band. Here I'm using a small elastic. Now I'm going to take my cut up pantyhose and tie it around the elastic I just tied, double knotting it. If you don't have a cut up pantyhose, you can just cut a rubber band. Then I'm going to take the hair below the elastic, roll it into the bun, and use the pantyhose to tie it around the ponytail, double knotting it. Of course, there are more simple methods of doing a classic bun, but this is the only method that will guarantee that the bun will not fall out. Cut the ends off the pantyhose. Take the last section of netted hair and tightly wrap it around the rubber band and pin it. Now I'm going to grab the edges of the bun and pull them to the slick. I'm going to shape the bun how I like it, and then I'm going to use hairpins to pin it into place, always starting at the very top of the bun and moving downwards. The hairpins need to go through the rubber band or in between the rubber band and the slick so that they don't fly out, but they must go in parallel to the model's head to prevent any pain. I typically use about 3 hairpins per side because remember the pantyhose is doing the heavy lifting, but you're welcome to use more just in case. Now that the bun is perfectly shaped, we can finally drown the entire bun in hairspray, making sure to get the sides of the bun and underneath of the bun. The final step is to just blow dry the bun. I'm always using the highest speed and lowest heat setting. A super shiny slick and a symmetrical bun is always so satisfying. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe and let me know in the comments what you would like to see next.